What's going on, YouTube, Facebook? So today's vlog, it's gonna be about looking at yourself. When I was younger, I was into all kinds of stuff, and I failed a lot. And there was always a lot of advice from other people telling me, oh, hey, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And the responsibility always lied on, it was always me. But, in my mind, I would always, try to blame it on my circumstance, or if I, just had more money, or if I had this opportunity. And in reality, I truly believe that it's not about the circumstances and, the obstacles that are in your way. It's really about you looking at yourself and fixing yourself, getting your own house in order, so to speak. Because the more you refine yourself and sharpen yourself and become better at certain things, take on new skills, the more valuable you become to the rest of the world. And the more that you'll start to see that a lot of the problems that you had before, they start to kind of just fix themselves. So that's today's vlog. Let's get it going on. How about a montage? Sorry about that back there. I'm swinging the camera. I didn't know you were right behind me. How's your day going so far?
It's going. You have a good day?
You too. When you look at that, what do I mean by that? By fixing your idiosyncrasies. How do you do that in your life? Like, what do I mean by looking at yourself? Well, what I mean is, I think a lot of people, they're in denial about a lot of the things that they do that they have control over. And so when you're in denial, you can't fix it. Like, if you don't think the problem's yours, how are you supposed to fix it? So I think, taking a critical look at yourself is super important, because once you start to realize that you're the problem in like 90% of, the problems that you're having in life, because true that you can't, really control what happens to you in life, but you can definitely control on how you respond to it. And, if you have, problems with the way you speak, for instance, like say you cuss all the time or use a lot of filler words, well, you sound more ignorant, and so that probably limits you with certain jobs, stuff like that. So one of the things you could do is work on your speech. You control what you say, so that's one thing. With your job, say that you're like, oh, I can't get a raise, my boss doesn't like me, stuff like that. Well, what can you do that can help you get a raise? What can you do? Like, how can you make your boss like you more? And is it worth it? Is it worth staying at that job? Are you happy with the job? Do you want to move up? And if you don't, then what are you doing to try to, get a job that you do want to move up in? Are you putting in applications? Are you out there doing, what the most that you can do? Because time is precious, and before you realize that you'll be like 60, 70 years old, if you make it that long and you're that lucky, and you'll look back and say, damn, I wasted a lot of time. I could have done this, I could have done that. Instead, I sat on the couch, or, I bullshitted. So that's what I mean by, looking at yourself, being real with yourself, because a lot of the times the problems are our own. And I think that's what kind of, the Bible refers to. Not like I'm religious, but there's a lot of good wisdom in there. But that's what Jesus was referring to when he said, take the splinter out of your own eye before you attempt to take the plank out of your brother's. We all need to get our own houses in order before, we try to criticize others. So, the serenity prayer is also another really powerful one. How does it go? Something like, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So that's some powerful proverbial wisdom right there, because honestly, there's a lot of stuff that you can't control, so you shouldn't waste your time trying to. And there's a lot of things that we can change in our life. There's a lot of stuff we can't change, there's a lot of stuff that we can. So focus on trying to do, change the things that we can change. And I think notice that as you change yourself and fix yourself, one, you know, you influence and inspire others to do the same. And two, you know, people are more responsive when they see you trying 100%. They know you're trying really hard to better yourself. And so they step in and they lend a hand. She's trying to get a fly. You know, that sign, watch for rattlesnakes. It's crazy because that's one of the things that you have to do in your life. When you're, you know, cleaning your own house and getting your own affairs in order, one of the major pitfalls are rattlesnakes out there. You have to be careful because people will come into your life, you know, everybody has their motives on why they're in your life. And a lot of people, you got to be careful with what you say to people and who you talk to and, you know, who you let into your life, because a lot of people will just bring a bunch of drama. They'll bring all kinds of this crazy stuff that they'll tie you to. What's up, everybody? So how do you get your house in order? How do you build character and, you know, find that happy medium between thought and action in your life? Because in everybody's life, you know, there's thought and there's action, and you'll find people on one side of the line that are, you know, real thought conscious and real heavy in the thought area, but they don't take too much action. You know, you've seen, I'm sure you have plenty of friends that they talk about their problems all the time that they have with their spouse or their job or whatnot, but they don't actually take any action to solve the problem. And then you have people on the other side of the aisle that are real action heavy, and they, you know, they don't put a whole lot of thought into what they do. They just kind of go out and sporadically do whatever. You know, you ask them to go to the movies, they're going right then and there. Like, they're like, yeah, let's do it. They're the people that, you know, double plan a bunch of stuff. You know, they'll make commitments with multiple people all at the same time and then find themselves in trouble. So, you know, there's so much wisdom out there, and I think the first step to getting your house in order is to put that proverbial wisdom into action. I mean, Carl Jung says that people don't have ideas, ideas have people. And I think what he meant by that was that when you're not taking action and implementing the wisdom that you learn into your life, then the thought has you and the idea has you. You don't have the idea. So when you're actually implementing these things, you know, this proverbial wisdom that we learn every day, you know, through wherever, you know, I mean, you'll find quotes, you'll find things that your mom used to tell you when you were young, or your dad, and implementing those into your life and putting those into play is key with changing your life and looking at yourself, like being self-critical and figuring out who you are and where you want to go in life. It's time for the takeaway. You know, what have I learned from this vlog, from doing this vlog? I feel like for us to reach our highest potential, we have to be honest with ourselves. Because, you know, at least I'm, you know, speaking for myself, when somebody, you know, maybe says something to me about a character default that I might have, even if I feel like they're projecting, I try to ask myself if that's actually a possibility that I'm doing it, or maybe even that, you know, I'm doing it subconsciously, or maybe, you know, I try to ask myself, is it possible that, like, or how are they getting this from what I'm doing? Like, what can I do what can I change about myself that will not put off that, you know, will not put that out into the world? You know, if I'm doing something subconsciously that I don't realize that I'm doing, that gives them that impression, I don't want to do that. And so I feel like you know, there's that happy balance between thought and action, and you know, trying to find the middle ground is key. But there's a lot of wisdom out there in the world. You know, there's a lot of good people, and when you run across wise people, heed what they say and try to put it into play in your own life. You know, try to implement that, because life is short, and by following these general principles in life, they're like a blueprint. You know, they're not going to tell you exactly what to do every day, but they can give you some guidance that if you do certain things, you'll end up having a better life. You know, a lot better karma comes to you. Now, the world is full of suffering and all kinds of, you know, it's not a just world. So, you know, there's going to be times where you're in the right and yet you get done wrong, and really all we can do is control how we respond to our situations and to everything we do in life. Because, like, I just saw a really cool post on Facebook. One of the admins posts, his name's Ricky Dooley, and it talks about a snake, you know, that's in a fire, and a guy tries to save it. He grabs it out and the snake bites him, and he lets it go and it falls back in the fire. And so he grabs a poker and he gets the snake out, and then somebody asks him, they're like, well, why the hell did you just save the snake? You know, it just bit you. And he was like, well, biting me was in the snake's nature, but being kind and doing the right thing is my nature, and I'm not going to change my nature because of his nature. And I feel like that's just like what I was talking about earlier, that's just that proverbial wisdom that you can take and implement into your life. You know, when people they wrong you, or they're, you know, talking crap about you at work, you know, you can choose how you respond to those people and how you react. And, you know, yeah, basically just you control your own actions. So try to go out there, try to make good decisions, try to learn and expand your mind. You know, always be doing a self-evaluation. So I love you guys. Hope you guys like this content. September 8th is coming up soon, so I'm pretty excited. We're gonna go do some volunteer work. I think shortly after that we're gonna be doing a food drive. So if you guys are watching this, I'm gonna figure out one of our representatives from Aspire to Elevate who you can actually go and drop off food, and then we're gonna, you know, hand out the food. So, and maybe a clothing drive as well. But I'll keep you, I'll make a post on the page for sure. But I also wanted to give a shout out to one of our admins. Has a page, and she actually makes shirts, custom made shirts. So if you guys are interested in that, look up Jess to Impress, JESSTO Impress, and I'm not going to spell it Impress because it's a lot of letters. Anyway, check her page out, get a hold of her if you guys are interested. She's an amazingly talented woman, and yeah, you guys definitely need to check out her page and give her a jingle if you guys are looking for a custom shirt. Also, Aspire to Elevate has custom shirts on the Motivation Merch website. So if you guys are interested in an Aspire to Elevate or A2E shirt, you guys go ahead and check it out. We got sweaters, we got all kinds of stuff, hats. I normally don't push it because, you know, I don't want people to think that that's what this is about, is just us selling shirts or anything like that. But if you like the spirit of the group and the idea, then feel free to go grab one, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, share this video so other people can get some little bit of wisdom and maybe they can implement it in their life. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button and karate kick the bell. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.